turned around and Reuben, the oldest brother, he was plotting against the brothers. You understand? He turned around to try to, I guess you could say he was outnumbered. You know what I'm saying? It was more of them than him. So he knew that they was, persistent about harming their brother. So he tried to come up with a plan, threw him in the ditch. He was gonna come back and get him later on after the brothers, went home, went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But it turned around and didn't happen that way. The Midianites came through, picked him up out the hole, and they was merchants. So they was like, hey, this little nigga here is some merchandise. We finna sell him. So he turned around and sold him to the Egyptians. Okay, and then that's how we ended up in Egypt. That's how Joseph ended up in Egypt. And now we finna get to him being in Egypt, and then the story's gonna go on from there. And like I said, we're gonna get all the way up into the Passover, up to the Passover. You understand? It's going down April the 24th in Houston, Texas. You understand? On what is Player Street? It's on Player Street. If anybody needs any transportation to the Passover, would like to go, okay, you can call us here at 314-696-8288, and we can possibly make some arrangements for you to get down there and serve the Lord with your people. All right. All right, let's go and get started. Question. Go on and hit chapter Genesis 39.
The book of Genesis, chapter 39, verse 1. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither.
Okay, keep going.
And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man.
It said again, the Lord was what?
With Joseph.
The Lord was with Joseph. That's why he kept having all them damn visions and dreams. You know what I'm saying? The Lord was with him and showing him something. Okay, keep going.
And he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. Verse 3. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand. And Joseph found grace in his sight and served him, and he made him overseer of his house. And all that he had put his hand to.
Okay, so the Lord was with Joseph so tough that the Egyptians even saw it. You understand? He saw that, hey, this guy right here, he is the man. You know what I mean? Unlike his damn brother. You know what I mean? They couldn't see that. They turned around and was like, oh, this nigga tripped. That's what they said. You know what I mean? Instead of them seeing and understanding that what Joseph was dreaming, the dreams was coming from the Lord. You know what I mean? And here it is now. It's about to come all the way to pass. You know what I mean? But now this is just the beginning of it, to where now Pharaoh see that the Lord is with Joseph, and now he's like, hey, I'm gonna make him overseer of my house. You know what I mean? So, keep reading.
Verse 5. And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in his house and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptians' house for Joseph's sake.
Wait a minute. He blessed the Egyptians because they Israel, the Israelites, and the Egyptians is the same. Why did it say that the Lord blessed the Egyptians' house?
712-832
for Joseph's sake.
He blessed it for Joseph's sake. Take care of his people.
Both numbers is 8.
It's Salakia, but this is a further showing that when it's talking about it's like what the Christians try to use and say that, oh well, everybody gonna get the blessing because Abraham's because God promised Abraham in thy seed that all nations will be blessed like this. This is how they're going to get their blessing. Not they're going to get salvation. No, we're in their lands, so they're going to receive blessings for our sake. Like this is a Bible showing the Bible showing an example of that, right? Not you will never find anywhere where the other nations are just blessed and it's not and it has nothing to do with us. No, they're blessed for our sake. Right? Even when he blessed Ishmael, so Ishmael would stay away from Isaac. Like you get this blessing, so you stay over there. So my blessed line, my seed, right? Well, I mean, he was his son, but I mean, so Esau was Isaac's son. Like
he wasn't one of the chosen.
Kind, right? Like they get their blessings based on Israel and the protection of Israel, right? So that don't mean nobody getting salvation in any way, shape, or form. Just they get a decent portion because we're there.
Absolutely. Damn right.
Good night.
Keep going up.
Okay.
Let's see, we got that.
And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field. Verse 6. And he left all that he had in Joseph's hands. And he knew not aught he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. Verse 7. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, lie with me.
Okay, now let's break this down. Like in 6, when it said that Pharaoh left everything of his in Joseph's hand to the point to where he didn't even know what he had. Remember the bread. What you got? I just finished eating spaghetti.
God.
With some chicken wings.
Right.
That's pretty much all I got.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's great. But and the scripture says that Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. Joseph was a righteous man.
Right.
He wasn't a criminal. He wasn't a crook. He wasn't trying to hit a lick.
God.
You understand, or do any of that.
God.
You know, go ahead.
It's a lock here, but this is another example of those people who like, well, I mean, I know selling drugs to my people is bad, but what if I just sell drugs to the other people? See, a righteous man is righteous to the. You see what I'm saying? Even in judgment, he's still righteous to the other nations. No, just because you can't sell death to your people don't mean you can go sell death to other people.
Exactly.
Right? Like and Potiphar trusted Joseph to the point, like I said, to the point where he didn't even know what he had, because Joseph was that trustworthy because he is a righteous man.
Damn right. And I had a brother, speaking of that, to piggyback on what you just said, I had a brother that came to class, and he turned around.
You see some of the kids' garments?
Good
night.
Can we steal from white people?
God, right.
Like, no.
Right.
We had to go to the scripture to show him, thou shalt not steal.
Right.
It doesn't identify who you can steal from.
Right.
Or who you can't steal from. It says you can't steal at all.
It's just so beautiful to see stuff like that.
That's the Lord. The Lord ain't no wiggle room.
Then most of us know it.
Ain't no wiggle room.
You know what I mean? Because that's all they know. They live the truth. They've never been tainted by eating shrimp, crab, or lobster. You know, that's never a thing for them. That's nothing they have to get over, right? There's so many crutches they don't have. Like it is just so beautiful to see them, man. And all of them just so eager and so they like when a child when they're in this truth, they can see the beauty in it. You know what I mean? It's just a beautiful thing.
We just refuse.
I remember commenting my red or I was just looking. I said, "Ain't no way you can't tell me not every one of these women ain't a princess. Ain't every man here a king. Like look at how our women look when
because like I said,
when they take pride in themselves and don't feel like they have to be a thought. You know, they wasn't showing all of their body, but they were
beautiful.
Like
They were
better.
gorgeous. Like
Right.
it was
Come
a
together.
wonderful event.
Oh,
It
come on.
was, it was my first
Benjamin
Passover. It
Allen,
was just an
right?
amazing.
Damn right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Do what he's teaching. Man, we would have it going on.
God.
First
You know,
Passover
we wouldn't be
was the
doing so
same
damn
year.
bad.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
right.
You know, and I
it's
just
getting better
hate
and better
that
every year.
our people
Yeah,
cannot
right.
see that. You know,
understand?
go ahead, Will.
So like it, but
from this.
that's Christianity.
Like,
You know what I mean?
this
That's
did not motivate
it's
you.
it's
Passover did not
make an
motivate
excuse.
you
It's find a
to
reason,
want to
right?
serve the Lord even
It's
more.
right. Well, let's find the loophole around this. So, I mean, he didn't really mean we can't eat pork.
I don't know.
Like I mean, that was for back then. They didn't know how to clean the shrimp right. See, they didn't know how to take that little vein out. So they didn't.
The doodle, the stupid doodle.
God. That's it. And like you said, that translates into. Well, I mean, I know we can't steal from my brother, but can I steal?
even
like,
drive down.
It's
You know
that
what I mean?
Christianity trying to find a
Road going
loophole in the law
Right.
where there are no
Man,
loopholes.
I'm telling you, good night.
Absolutely.
It wasn't even a like
All right.
man,
But Joseph,
you know,
he
how
was
you know how
a
the
goodly
kids be doing
person.
like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah, yeah. You know,
Joseph
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
on
didn't
that.
Ice Cube make a movie about that?
All right.
Kinda,
yeah,
kinda.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
he
yeah.
wasn't about
that's
that
how,
life.
That's how your kids.
Right.
Joseph was about the life
Man, the kids wasn't tripping.
the
they
general
wasn't
was
saying
teaching
nothing.
you how to
Man,
live.
brothers and sisters, we
You
talking.
understand?
They
That's the
doing what they
life
was
Joseph
doing,
was
chilling.
about.
Oh man, it was.
Okay.
I'm telling you, the
Was
whole-
serving the
and
Lord,
there,
man,
and
for
back.
real. Not
There
as a
and
Christian
back.
in no
Drive
church
wasn't
and being
gruesome.
a hypocrite
You understand?
and a
then the
homosexual.
whole weekend, oh my God.
and a thief.
It was
All of
crazy,
them.
man. It deserves more.
No man, right?
So like I said, I get geeked up
The
every
TV
time.
show,
I go
was
every
it LA
year, man. You
Preacher?
know, and then to see
Was it
same
LA
brothers
Preachers,
and
right?
Kind of something like
Or
that.
Preachers of
Kind
LA,
of.
something like that. Yeah, whatever it was.
Right.
Like,
And this TV
that's
show,
beautiful.
when
Right.
it came out,
That's beautiful. To see
the brother, now he
brothers
was
and
he was
sisters
locked
that
up in
didn't-
prison
didn't get
and got
weak.
him a
Just
minister's
weak.
license in prison.
You understand?
Right.
Fuck weak.
And he turned
You
around
understand? Didn't get weak and
and
fall
the
out
show
the truth
came
over
on,
bag.
commercial, right?
You understand?
They
Hell, you
showing
smoked
all
that
this
shit
and
before you
all
came to
that.
the truth. Let it
And
go.
he turned around and
Oh,
stood,
God.
boy, the spirit
He
hit
had
him.
no money.
You understand? You know
Women
how
was
Christians
doing
when they say the spirit hit
disgusting
me?
things
Right.
You know what I'm
for
saying?
blunts.
Boy, he got the
You
Holy
understand?
Ghost and stood
Like,
up.
I
And he
counseled
said,
a little sister
ooh,
before.
baby, we
I
need to
think
get
she
to
was
church.
13
I was
at
like,
the time.
oh my God.
He had
You know
been
what
my
I'm saying?
damn age. Taking
I was like,
advantage
and
of
you
this
see what he's
child,
at.
man, a
Right.
little girl
You know what I
underage,
mean?
Because you looking at that,
molesting her.
you know, the lifestyle. As a matter of fact, one of them,
You understand? Because
Well,
they
one
knew
of
she
them was
was a
gay. What's his
junkie that was
name?
taking advantage of this little girl's body.
the
And
speed,
giving her
the
weed,
gay one.
You understand? In exchange to molest her.
I mean, I'm not surprised
Listen,
if
if
the
that
pastor
ain't
was homosexual.
enough to make you want to stop.
But he
smoking,
had some
you
kind
know,
of scandal come out
I
about him.
stopped sinning against the
One of the
Lord,
cat, one of the
so
leading
things
dudes
like
on the
that
show. I
wouldn't
can't
happen
think of his
to our
name.
daughters.
He was kind of
and to our
skinny,
sons.
dark dude. It was
You
somebody.
understand? But if you, hey, you gotta smoke.
Damn, it was something gay came out about him.
You understand? You can't.
I can't even
give
think
up
of it. We had to look it up.
pork,
But I mean,
shrimp,
it's
crab,
out.
and lobster.
You know what I'm saying?
So our
Yeah.
children
I'm not
to be
surprised
safe,
at all.
then,
He is
hey,
a Christian
go
preacher.
do what you do.
You understand?
You
He
understand?
always got some
Go
type
eat
of
all the
gay
ham hocks
scandal,
you
some
need.
type of scandal with some
If
other
you
man's
can't turn
wife or
around
some
and
money.
stop sinning
All
against
that
the Lord
nonsense
so
going
that our
on.
people could
You
get
know,
off
they
the
got all of
drugs,
that
stop,
going on.
You know, selling ass.
But
for
Joseph wasn't
you know
like
what I'm
that.
saying? Up
And it
down
came
the
to
road.
pass that
So,
his master.
Slovakia, Kevin Terry.
This
Who?
ain't
His name is Kevin Terry.
Stroll, but you know,
Is that the?
Right.
Snoop Stroll through this here.
Right.
You understand? And ass
That's
gets
the one.
sold right here on
It's-
these
I mean,
corners, too.
It may have
I
been
heard by our
several
school.
ones that
Me,
was on
I
that show
turned
that
around and
came out
stopped
with
sinning
something.
against the Lord.
But he
So
ain't
my
the
brothers
he ain't
and my
the top
sisters
one
can stop
that,
buying
that
and
I'm
selling
talking
ass
about.
right out her on these
I don't think that's his
Stroll
name.
and Packs. You understand? So, like I said, if the Passover wasn't enough motivation for you, then I don't know what to tell you.
Another one.
You understand? But that was the kingdom of heaven. You're
I don't know why I want to say Hammond or something like that. I'm not. I know it ain't Fred Hammond. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Oh, Slovakia. I'll find it. But you talking about Dietrich Haddon?
Yeah, him. What came out about him?
Fight for that,
Right.
for the kingdom of heaven.
It was a gay
So where
scandal,
we'll be
wasn't
in
it?
a safe goddamn place.
I-
Not getting
I
murdered
see-
by police.
Slovakia. I see he's
Everybody's
involved
so
with
happy.
whatever with the Terry.
He support him like hell.
What do they
Okay,
call it?
And he
okay.
be in the parades and all that kind of stuff. But it was something that came out about him.
They so happy that Chauvin got.
I don't know if it was something about
guilty.
him and his wife or so, I can't
Nothing's
remember.
going to-
But it
I
was
mean,
something that came out about the cat
Even if
to
he
show
did,
that
they
he's
say
a full
he's
hypocrite.
facing up to
You
30 years.
understand?
All of them
That's it. I
facing
can't
up to
remember
30
if it was-
damn
if it
years.
was
Every
gay
time they go.
Right.
Or what? But
And
so
what's
he
the
got
most
It's like he had a
What's the most
he had a baby with
one,
another
maybe
woman.
two?
okay.
on his
that's,
wife.
That's one.
Kind
That's
and
a drop in the bucket.
so like
Yeah,
and
but
just like
they're
every
supposed to
priest.
have one wife.
Kind.
I mean,
You
and
understand?
think about
And
something.
just so
This
happens,
was something I was
you know,
thinking about. As I
saying
was,
you just
because I'm
you just a
I'm
man
bring
then.
that out.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You just a man now. No, you ain't no longer
But I was
a
wondering,
pastor,
you know
a
how
preacher, a man of
brothers
God.
and sisters, right?
When that booty
When
walk in
they
front of you, you know what I'm saying? You just, I'm just a
found
man
Jesus.
right now.
And
You know what I'm saying?
they
You couldn't
act
resist.
out,
And
right?
that's something
They
else,
can't-
man.
they
That's how you
they gotta
know
go spend the
that
rest
the
of their
Christians
life,
in the
30
church
years
are
in
the
prison.
biggest
They
hypocrites
scream,
ever to
they
live.
yell,
Because
try
they
to run
always
about- I
got
done
some
seen it happen.
excuse as to
Ah.
You
why
understand?
they
I done
did
seen it
what
happen
they
where
did.
they try to
It's
run
never,
out the court.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
done
They
talked to some
talk
family
all of
members
that
of mine that
talk
was
right
gonna
about the
run
power
before
of
the
the
court.
Lord,
You
and
understand? Wasn't
having
even gonna
Jesus,
go.
pleading the blood and
But none of
being
these
able to move
cops,
mountains. Well, why you couldn't
I
move
was
a little
doing
booty
my
out your
job,
way then
you know what I'm
and
saying?
not hit it?
Ah.
They
You
don't never. They
understand?
just showed just
You
stood
what
right
they
up,
say,
his hands
faith the
behind his
size
back,
of a
and walked on.
mustard seed.
Come
You
on,
can
man.
move
Right.
The
But
other
you
one
couldn't
did.
move,
The
some
one that
something
murdered
Right.
in front of your damn mouth. You know.
Botham John.
See, if you claim, you only supposed to have one
her
woman.
done before.
You see
She
what I'm
went to the
saying?
funeral
That's just
before she got
Christianity
jumped.
is just it's a slave's
Right.
religion, man.
And then was out.
It's a slave's religion. It's ridiculous and dumb as hell because none of them actually live by it.
You know, they never
None of
sit.
them. Well,
I was
what's
doing
the
my
fool
job.
name?
Oh, you turn your back on me.
Derek
Judge.
Jackson.
You know what I'm saying? I was doing what
Derek
I was
Jackson.
Kamikaze.
Yeah,
doing.
he's a
Protecting
Christian
the
and he
people.
don't
They never-
live by
they
it. You know what I'm saying?
They
Talk
never
all
do
that
any of that. They just
nonsense
stand right up,
about
put their
a
hands behind their
man,
back,
he
and walk
this and
out
he
the
better
courtroom
be that and he
quiet.
better have
Guess
one
what?
woman
They
and
know
all
they
that
ain't finna go
nonsense
there.
he talk. And then look at him.
They know they ain't going for, and then hell.
And then he had the nerve to say when he
they
found
supposed to get
Jesus,
time served
you understand, that's when his
they
life
go,
fell apart.
The one who
Or if
killed,
you don't stop it, you know, with that Christian mess,
damn,
man.
what's that brother out in New York in the stir?
I turned around and found the Lord when I left the church
He ain't
and
spent
came
not a
into the
day in jail.
ISUPK.
Right.
Not now time sooner than
They
that.
all bind out.
You know, it wasn't until I
So they don't
came
be sitting in
here
prison.
as to
And
when
then
I
they
actually
consider whatever,
learned
how
how
many
to serve
months
the Lord.
did it take for them to,
You
you
know.
know, to
But
remove everything
this
as time served?
his masters,
Time
man,
served. So they
this
go
these
back
old
home.
stinky heathens for
and
you,
then
man.
go back to another form.
Okay.
Go back to work.
All of them will do it.
They go back to
Sisters
work.
got bad
send
reputations too
them
because they
somewhere
like following the heathens.
You know?
You
So,
understand?
like I said,
But
the
naturally,
whole
our sisters
world
ain't
of
like that.
Christianity
When they in
is
their right
on their
spirit,
feet, getting the
they ain't
Holy
like
Ghost,
that. They ain't like
dancing,
these heathens. This
dancing,
heathen's a
shaking and
whore.
dancing. They excited.
Married to the Pharaoh.
Me,
Like,
I'm not.
like what you with the man.
I'm not excited about.
You with the
know,
man.
one
They own every. That's why
two,
people you gotta
three,
understand. Boy,
four
money don't mean nothing.
guilty.
Sex don't mean nothing.
They've
If
murdered
your broad is evil,
Millions of us.
boy, she's evil,
You understand? Go ahead.
and she'll do whatever against
She's
you.
been in jail for.
It don't matter about how much paper you got. Look at all the rich
she's
guys
up in front
that
of the
turn
appellate
around and
court
get
to
cheated
her,
on.
charges
Right. That's
tossed
all
out
you
right
say is you want a man with some money to take
Okay.
care of you,
They'll be out,
and you
but she
getting
be
taken
back
care
in
of
blue,
beyond
patrol
belief,
car
and they
gun
still
and
go out and cheat. Like Allen Iverson,
They
his
all
wife.
do.
That man
They all
made
do.
records
This is the
amounts
thing.
of money
One second.
Damn.
This is the thing
and
with
slept with his goddamn cousin.
black activists.
He come home
in
for to
prison.
kill his wife
And
and his
politicians.
cousin, man.
You understand? Your
You know what I mean?
politician, all
Terrible.
of them.
You
They
know,
don't
but
give
hey,
a
when
damn.
you a whore,
Right.
hey,
Because
it don't matter.
Once it's guilty
Money don't
verdict,
matter.
Once he get
Sex
them few
don't matter.
months, they gonna forget
Nothing
all
matters. But what the
Yeah,
whore
right.
wants to do.
They gonna forget all
The
about
kids
it.
don't matter.
And then it
Her
gets
family don't
no
matter.
longer be a
You understand?
high-profile
Nothing
case.
matters to a whore.
Something forgotten
All right,
about.
and this is
You
what Joseph
understand?
ran
George
across.
Floyd would be
Okay,
something they just put
she
on
turned
the
around,
wall.
seen this strong young brother,
You know what I'm saying? You know, they
and
got
had
something
to
different.
have him.
You know what I'm saying?
Kind
All right.
All over walls
Keep going.
and buildings and
Kind of
fences,
kind.
every goddamn thing. After
Verse
that,
8.
he'll be a thing of the
But he refused.
He did what?
He refused.
He did what?
He refused.
Joseph refused,
He
man.
ain't gonna never.
You understand?
You
That's
understand? I can't
a
forget
real
till
nigga
Christ
right
return.
there.
Right.
You understand?
Devil
To
eats
turn
snakes.
around,
Right.
even though
That's
this
what'll make
person
me
is a
forget.
heathen,
You
he
understand?
still
That's the
ain't
only
even
way I'ma
finna deal
forget
with her.
The murder of
Even
any
though
of my
this ain't,
brothers from way
you know,
back to
technically this
slavery
ain't
up
your
until this day
people
right
that,
here.
you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
You
That's
understand?
approaching you.
I ain't gonna
Hey, I
forget
mean, hey,
none of
Pharaoh, he ain't nothing to
it
me.
until Christ.
He ain't none of my
returned
brother.
and put
Right.
them
He
in
ain't, you know what I'm
the
saying?
mix.
Hey, they ain't none of my
All right,
family.
Go ahead, Ward.
Time.
You know?
That's lucky. I was gonna say,
Man, look. The heathens would have
I've
jumped
actually
on.
been
tracking this.
One of the
her
heathens
case
with a
about her getting out or whatever. She's been
whoever else worked for the Pharaoh
I
probably
said
hit it
I've been
already.
tracking her the case with her about getting
Probably
out.
hit it already,
And
man.
she's been
But he
trying to get out.
Keep going.
And she
Got him,
started.
got
See, they just went in front of the judge. She started filing this
And
appeal.
said to
I
his
think it
master's
was
wife,
somewhere around
Behold,
October, November.
my
of last
master
year.
watteth
Basically,
not
right
what
around
is
the
with
time when
me
all of the,
in the house.
people were worried about
And
COVID.
he has committed all that he hath
and all that
in-
other stuff.
It's like
And then like
all that he
I
hath
kept
to
looking
my
at
hand.
in major news.
There is
sources were
none
not picking
greater
it up.
in this
They
house
weren't
than
saying
I.
anything about it.
Neither
Nobody,
have
they
he
kept
kept
quiet.
back
Just seeing it
anything
on little local papers
from me
and little
but
local
thee,
news outlets.
because thou
And
art his
now,
wife.
This case, like
How
CNN
then
an article,
can I
CNN
do
had
this great
actual
wickedness
story during
and sin
during the
against
programming.
God?
Right.
There you go.
So they just put it up there to
That's why I
say
said
they put
Joseph
it up
was a
there.
real nigga.
But then
Yeah,
this is
right.
why
This
this article is
the
gonna go
Lord
away
was
again,
with
and it's gonna be
Joseph.
quiet, and you're not
Look
gonna
at what
know.
he
And
just
then
told
you're gonna look
he-
up, and she's just out.
You understand?
Like, and that's what they
Right.
do. These
First he
stories.
broke
Like,
it down and
the
said,
only
"Look,
people
man,
who know
my
about it is
master,
if
he-
you're actually specifically
know
looking for it.
nothing
This
about
isn't
nothing
going to be
going on
headline
around
news.
here. He
This
put all
isn't going to
in my
be in
Right.
most news
know?
sources unless
said,
you live
but
in
then,
that city.
After
You won't
that,
even know what's happening.
I ain't finna
Right?
turn
And
around
that's
sleep
what they
with you
do.
and
They
sin
keep it
against God.
swept under the rug, keep it
You
as
know what I'm
quiet
saying?
as
Damn
they
right.
possibly
And
can.
you know, that's what was
And
on his
then-
mind first.
All of a sudden,
Right.
you realize, well, they
The
convicted
law
all these
of the
people.
Lord.
Then why are they all
He
out?
turned around and had to, put something on her
All
mind.
of them. All of them
and
walking
let
the
her
street.
know, like this your husband.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Your husband
Okay.
trusts me with everything.
And it's because
You understand? And guess what? He gonna be able to trust me
Damn
with his
right.
wife
and
too,
those
cause I ain't
fake
touching.
ass
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna know
Bears, man.
that I ain't touched his wife.
God.
You know, and like I said, Joseph was a real nigga, man.
Right.
Real niggas don't sleep with other men's wives, whether they heathens
got
or
a
not.
guilty verdict.
You know what I mean? It don't matter.
Black
Okay.
lives still
Right.
matter.
Keep going.
The black lives do
That was
matter.
cut.
How
Verse 10.
so when
And it came to pass,
after the verdict,
as she
he still
spake
murdered
to
them?
Joseph
Still got
day
several
by day,
brothers and sisters
that he hearkened not
after
unto
the
her
goddamn
to
verdict,
lie
to
by her,
spit in your
nor,
face
it's like an
all over
or,
again,
to be
showing
with
you
her.
that Your life don't matter.
God.
And it
Oh,
came
God.
to pass
Come on, man.
about
If it
this
mattered,
time
they would
that
stop
Joseph
doing it.
went into the house to do his
The day
business.
of.
The day
And there
of, they
was
and
none
then
of the
some
men
sister,
of the
I don't know
house
who posted
there
this, man,
within.
Okay,
but
so this
said,
this
oh,
whore
that was
is
justified.
trying
I said,
every
wait a
single
minute, man.
day.
I said, where do you
Say
get
day
that
by
from?
day. This is every day.
Right.
Every
She
day,
was-
this
she
whore
had a
is
knife,
tempting this
fighting
man,
somebody or something like
trying to
Trying
get
to-
him
Give
to
you the right to
sleep with her
murder
little
nobody.
sneaky self.
that. You supposed to
Yeah.
break it
You know
up.
what I mean?
You a
And
cop.
he steadily
You
refused.
understand?
Said
If I see
he
a sister
hearkened
with a-
not
a
unto
sister
her.
that
He
have
ain't
a
lie
gun,
by her, with her.
nigga, I wouldn't even-
He ain't get no
So-
fellatio. He ain't go down on her. He nothing. You wouldn't do nothing with this lady.
Right.
You understand?
I'm
At
a
all.
Devo,
And-
my
and
sister.
let this be a
What
lesson
you gonna do with
to you
this
brothers
besides
that
make
that
me
will. You understand? It's
Damn
a
right.
sin
I
against
still ain't
God.
goddamn woman, come on.
All right?
God.
You whores and you
And then you
whoremongers.
the police,
You know,
sure,
that is a sin.
turn
You
around,
adulterers
kill
and
that.
you
Put
adulteresses.
the knife down. Put it
That
down.
is
You know
a
what I'm saying?
sin.
Right.
All
Right.
9
Right.
of you, she'd have put it down.
Keep going.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Come on, man.
And now she got him when
the
ain't
other
nobody around.
officers looked
God.
at him
Ain't
crazy
nobody
when he
else.
pulled the
He
gun.
working by himself.
What is he
That's
doing?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
That's a setup.
And
You
he
already
That was a
immediately
setup. She
pulled
sent
the gun.
everybody
He had
else
the
away.
gun out before
Like that.
They like, oh well, she was in a
'Cause
stabbing motion.
this
when
had
he
to be
shot.
an
Yes,
odd
but his
day.
gun was out,
Right? Like this
before
isn't
she was
normal
in a
for
stabbing
nobody to
motion.
be in the house
He
but him
wasn't
and
even
her.
trying to
Right.
take
Right.
nothing.
So it had
Like-
to be a reason. Right.
Right.
It's just this ain't the way
if
he
he would have gone
he
for
runs
his
the house
taser first,
right?
Oh, well,
so for him to
the
be in a
problem with the
situation where he
taser
don't
is both
where he
prongs
looking
have-
around ain't nobody
it's a
else
taser.
there, that means something is out of place.
If
Right.
if
All the way.
if
Right.
the police
And
officer
his
shouldn't
whore
use
is
them in
the
a
first
dangerous
thing that's out of
situation,
place.
Yeah,
then
right.
what is the
All
point
right.
of them having
Go
them
ahead,
in the
keep
first
going.
place?
Verse 12.
It's for them to
And
use
she
them on
caught
their
him
people.
by his garment,
It's for them to
saying,
use them on their
lie
people.
with me.
So then
So
when
she
they run
turned
into
around
our
and
people,
grabbed
they
all
can,
on his
oops,
clothes.
that was my gun.
You understand? Pulling on the
Like-
man.
like that-
Tell him, come
Kind
of
beat it
gun.
up.
It's
You
never.
understand?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I shot
Keep
Billy
going.
with the gun instead
And
of
he
my
left
Right.
his garment in her hand and fled
Never
and got him
actually
out.
on their
So
own.
he turned around
God.
And he worked his way up out of his garbage. Like,
Damn right.
You hear me? It's
Yeah.
one
so she
video
steady
if you
pulling
look
and
up
he
on
like
YouTube
this her and worked
where
about
a
that thing
devil
and then
took
broke.
and led
Yeah.
Keep going.
police on
It's
check
Salakia.
old checks,
But
right?
this is
I
the
mean,
same thing
we
they
was
always
zipping
do.
all through the
Yeah.
goddamn
Like not
I
just
think she was
even
like in the
Hamites,
floor.
Edomites did
Broke
the
on
same
that
thing
thing, you know?
here. Like
God,
this,
God.
Man, she
Yeah.
This is what happens to our men. Wherever we go, the oppressor always want to try to sleep with us and against our will. Like this man ran away.
Yeah.
He could have hit that and nobody would have known but him and her. Right?
Yeah.
He was absolutely refusing, trying to get away, and she just still didn't want to let him go.
Yeah.
Like this,
Get out of the car. Get out
Ridiculous.
Of the car.
kind of the kind.
Ridiculous, huh?
Turn
She's a
around,
whore.
Rev that engine up.
Straight slut.
Let them know.
You understand?
Right.
But
And
he turned
smash
around,
the gas. Stop,
still
stop,
wouldn't do it.
stop,
Damn
stop,
right.
stop.
still
And you
wouldn't
see
do
the
it,
cop
even
this.
though wasn't nobody else. He shouldn't have had
Yeah.
nobody there. He should have had
Right,
somebody.
God.
He should have
That's how
had
much
one
they
person
love
with him
hate.
at least.
God.
You know what I
To where
mean?
he
Knowing that she
willing to
was
get
this
killed.
persistent
He-
instead
she
of
was
messing with
trying
her
to
every
kill-
single
that's
day.
God.
Should
That's
have
murder.
one
Right.
somebody
Oh,
with
God.
him.
That's murder.
Yeah.
She smashed
said
that
one
man
somebody
in
close.
between
That's all he
two
needed.
damn pieces of
You know,
metal.
that's all he should have had. Man.
And he
this is
shot
what
up
he have.
in
But
the air.
the Lord been with
He
him.
didn't even try
It's
to
gonna,
shoot
it's
like
gonna
through
all
the glass.
play out right.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean?
Slow down, you
So,
know.
and that's another
He
lesson too.
shot up in
is
the
that
goddamn earth.
Don't think just because you serve
That's
the
how
Lord,
much
you may
white
not
people
go
love
through
white
something.
people.
Right.
You understand? Don't
But
don't
when
think
it's
that
nigger, he
you
had
know,
no gun.
life just gonna be
doing nothing.
like what they do
Or
in the
had a
church.
knife. It was
when,
it was
I used to-
sister here in St.
I used to
Louis, man.
Wonder was some
She
people
was
telling the
either
truth
89 or
because
90 years
every
old.
testimony.
Old
Oh,
lady,
when
man.
when I found Jesus,
You understand?
God.
life just got so much better.
And,
God.
the
And
police
this
blew
turned
her goddamn
around,
brains out.
and that turned
Oh,
around, and I prayed for that new job, and I got it.
And they tore
Right.
her
I went in.
and blew this lady's
Look,
brains
I
out
know
'cause
some
she
super
had a
Christians
knife.
here.
Yeah,
They
right.
put
You got a
blessed
whole
oil on every damn thing.
jack-
They
God
go-
of God.
You understand?
You
God
understand?
of
I
God.
put blessed
Take that
oil
knife,
all over.
smack
I'm like,
the
why
goddamn-
is you
I
wiping
mean,
that stuff
stick
on the
and
people's
smack the
thing?
knife out of her
You don't
hand.
even
It's
own
all
it yet.
kinds of things
You
Right.
know what I'm
they
saying?
do.
You putting oil
What
on
you
it.
trained to do.
You gonna take the
Right.
value
They
of the
are
goddamn
trained
thing
to
down.
do. But they
You know what I
only
mean?
do
You
that
turn
for
around
their
and see oil on every
You understand?
goddamn, all on walls, and
they'll
locks
wrestle,
and
you know, white people
knobs and all.
wrestle.
What is you doing?
Huh?
They'll take and
If
wrestle
you don't clean that stuff
Billy
up.
before
You
they
know what I
turn
mean?
around.
But
and even
I'm
use
telling
some
you, I know
flapjack
some
on.
Christians like that. Boy, they did it. I'm telling you,
Before they
every
use the
single
Billy
thing.
Club
Right.
on they people,
Going to
they'd
go get a
rather-
car,
they'd
they
rather
put it
talk it out.
all on the key,
They
putting the
come to
oil
the-
all on the
what's
ignition,
going on, man?
putting the
You have
oil
problems
all
with
on the
the
door
job?
handle.
God.
You understand? Putting the
problems at
oil
home?
on the
Is
trunk.
something going wrong?
You know what I mean? That's
What's the
crazy.
matter, man?
Yeah, right.
Going to a house.
What's going on? We're here for
Like
you,
I
Billy.
said, putting the
We're here
blessed
for you.
oil on the damn
But black
doorknob,
people, all they
on the
get
front
is
door, on the
gunshot.
back.
That's
door,
it.
putting crosses on.
That's it. I was
You know what I'm
scared
saying?
for my
God.
life.
And I'm like,
I
y'all
was scared
really
of a
did?
90-year-old
really in
woman
somebody's
Oh,
house
God.
with a
putting
damn
oil
knife
on
out.
doors?
God of
And
God.
Christian
Christians
barely
really
move
do
around.
that.
Like, damn,
They really
she's
do it.
90.
I know because
You know?
I've seen it with
Hey,
my
how long
own
it'll
eyes.
take her to get
And,
the thing
and
up in the
every
air?
testimony
And
was
even
just
come down with it.
such
Oh,
a
God.
Here you is a whole
Right.
shape
it was like my
military
life was
trained
in
goddamn officer,
shambles.
and you can't
But
handle
when
a
I
90-year-old
found
woman with a knife.
Jesus,
I
oh
left the gun
boy,
in the car.
everything turned around.
That's how scared I am.
I'm
huh?
like, man, these people got to be.
I would have went in there with
Hey.
no gun,
you
no
know,
taser,
who
no
the hell
flapjack.
just
I'll
come
do
on.
like what they did
Huh.
in the movie,
Life
right?
just no,
It's
everything
just
is
me.
right.
It's just, I'm taking off. the
But
gun.
then,
I don't have a gun. I'm leaving
when
the
I
gun.
actually
I'm
saw
leaving the flapjack. You know
Right.
what I'm
You
saying?
know,
I'm
saw
leaving the, I
on
don't
the
even want a
inside.
flashlight. You hear me?
God
it,
of
it
God.
wasn't so
I'm coming in.
goddamn
I
blessed
don't
at
have
all.
nothing on me. See?
You know what I mean?
They
It wasn't so
negotiate.
blessed
God
at
of
all. They was
Turn
basically just
around,
like,
let them see their whole
Right.
body.
That's
Just me. I
basically
ain't
all he
got
was doing.
nothing.
just get up to the line.
That's how I went in there with.
Yeah,
but
right.
the police, the white police
But,
officer
so like-
murdered a
go ahead.
90-year-old
But like this
woman,
is,
man.
you know,
That's
like
because
the
she's nice,
story of
but she had
the
mental
blind
issues.
man, like what you're talking about.
That's
When
all,
Christ
man.
went to go
Right.
heal the blind
And they
man,
killed this woman.
like he didn't do anything
They
wrong.
murdered
His
him.
parents didn't do anything wrong.
But
God's purpose was for
Justified.
him to be blind his
she had
entire
that's what
life,
made me sick when I saw that. Talking about that
just
was
so Christ could
justified
heal
'cause
him.
She had a knife.
Like you think that
But even
Now-
in the movies,
it's just gonna automatically
only
make your
Edomites
life
they do that too.
magically wonderful?
Yeah.
it's only
When you
like
serve
they,
it,
they ain't
no.
even playing
Serving his
They
purpose.
ain't even gonna act like they do that
Most
to niggas
times,
in movies.
means you're going to have to
it's
suffer.
only Edomites you ever
Like
see
it's
that
not
ever
going to be
done.
all
And
rainbows
they
and,
do it,
lollipops.
and they do it
That's
in real life.
That's what ignorance
Like,
is
that's-
for. That's
Oh,
what
it's real
rainbows
life to
in
Edomites.
in the Christian church.
Like,
oh, kind of the kind.
It's all kind of
I've
rainbows.
seen
Kinda
You
like
know,
that.
you know, not the one time where the Lord
by
destroyed the
Edomite.
earth. You
A cop
understand?
be
The first
dragged.
time and the last time.
Don't put no
It's
gun.
the-
Don't put no taser.
That kind.
I see.
Count on God.
So like everybody seen
as
that
you say,
video of
the,
that butt naked
that,
man
hated
running away
it
from the
one.
cops down the
Count on
street.
Oh, come on.
You
But-
know what I mean? Like,
Come on.
and like this
Christianity
man,
is a delusion.
First off,
right? It
it
makes you
wouldn't have
think
been no
that
put him in
serving the
handcuffs.
Most
He'd have
High
been shot.
is just going to be all
immediately as soon
wonderful
as they saw
because
him.
they're
They'd have
all
shot him
faking.
immediately.
They're all lying.
Absolutely.
And
They know it.
Every
They
last
know
one
it.
of them.
They say fake it till you make it, and then they start lying, and they believe the other people's lies. So they getting jealous over one person's lie, and so now they gotta one up them with another lie the next week.
It's a big show.
Count on the
Big show. That's all.
Count on the
It's a
count.
big show, man. You know, and it's terrible that they like. I mean, because honestly speaking, it's been on this side to me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been in church, seen all that nonsense, heard all the songs and the dancing and the praying and all, and it never worked.
You understand?
It never worked
that is
for the very
oppressive
people that
hell out of them.
claim. Oh yes,
Everything
you talking to somebody who know how to get a prayer
they
through.
use it.
What make you so goddamn special?
You understand?
So where the
So
Lord
you can't
just
turn around
listen to
and
you
say
and
that
know
was
every damn
justified.
wish. You know what I mean?
God.
Killing
I was
any
wondering,
of us.
and like you said, all they was doing was
None
just
of that
lying.
is justified.
Right.
It's like, you understand?
And
This
guess
is like,
what?
for
It's in the
instance,
Bible.
this
Lord
is
ain't
so
justifying none of his
funny.
actions. either.
It's a
And
sister
thank
that
God that God is in control of
three
not that sister
three
that made that
brothers I
dumbass
grew up
face.
with in the world, right?
Right.
You understand?
Uh,
That's saying that
they
the
aunt,
murder of
okay,
our
she's a-
people
oh
is
my.
justified. They don't
She
do
is- She
nobody
is the
else
biggest
like
Christian
that.
in all of
Even the
city
Arab
of
that
St.
turned
Louis.
around, wasn't that her?
Look,
In St.
Okay.
Louis? That was
She-
an Arab just a year ago.
she
2
turned
years ago.
around.
No, 2 years ago.
I seen her
think.
yesterday.
The Arab turned around
And I'm
made
like, hey,
a
how you
threat,
been?
Gonna drop
I mean,
a bomb, gonna kill
and she
everybody.
started
And
talking
guess what
that
they did?
Christian
They
mess.
subdued him.
I said, lady, look,
They
don't start.
subdued
you
him.
know what I'm saying? Don't start that.
understand?
I said,
They
because you
that
know how
guess
we
what?
get.
murder
You know
one
what I
of
mean?
their people,
Because
they
she
gonna come
actually,
get you.
she
do
lived
they people
in one
like
of the
that.
buildings that I got a contract
You understand?
with, right?
God.
But they know
And
us.
she turned
They know
around
we
and thought
scattered
she
all
knew the
over the
Bible so
goddamn
bad.
place.
She said, man,
We
look,
don't
I
give
can
a
show you
damn
what I'm
about
talking about. I can show you.
Nobody
Send
getting
Bible,
murdered.
right?
That's black,
So
Hispanic,
I
or
said,
Native
"Ah,
American
listen,
until
so we
it
went in
hit
the
our
break
footsteps.
room. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Until
In the
it's
break
our
room, it's
son.
me and her, right?
You understand? Or
And she
our daughters,
pulling the
our
scriptures, and
fathers,
boy
our
turned
mothers.
into
Then we want to make a big fuss about it.
choir
But
rehearsal
when
real
it's a nigga
quick.
that you don't
Yeah.
know,
She jumped
you
up,
don't
got
give
to
a
shouting and singing. I said, okay, it's time for
damn.
me
It
to
ain't
go
my
now.
son.
I said,
Right.
you was doing
It ain't
fine
my
when you was
daughter.
talking to me.
Right.
All
We was
of
having
them
dialogue,
is my
right?
sons and my
I
daughters.
said, but now I got
Right.
And I don't
Okay.
want none of them
So I
harmed.
told her, I said, look, don't start that mess
All
no
of them
more.
is my
You know what I'm saying? You ain't
fathers
finna
and my
turn
mothers.
this stop
And I
that
don't
I'm
want
doing.
none
I'm
of
just
them
speaking to you
harmed. All
into a
of them is my
goddamn
brothers
gospel
and my
fest.
sisters.
You know
Right.
You gotta start thinking
And
like
she
we
turned
are
around
people
and
and not
said, brother,
individuals. This
you
stuff
just
ain't
don't
just
understand. She said,
happening
God is
individually.
with me.
Damn
The
right.
Lord
is
is
happening
blessing
to
people.
all
He's doing this,
of us.
moving in ways.
All
And
of
then,
us
you know,
are
the,
being
you know,
oppressed.
you know the same
All
same
of us
line.
are
All of them got.
charged for every
All
damn
of them
thing.
got the same line.
Damn right.
So
Damn.
then
California,
she
they
said,
still giving
I'm not
out
lying
coins.
to you.
And then
She said,
my brother broke that
I
down
was
to me.
just, let me show
He
you
said,
how the Lord is with me.
when you see big
She said,
lawsuits,
I was just at
$100
some
million
whatever
and all
store
of that, he said,
he
man,
went to
that's
preach
still
before I
a
said-
drop in the bucket.
You understand?
God.
Because
God.
they
God.
gotta give it
She
to
turned around and said,
a million damn
that
people.
she had
Right.
went to
You know what I'm
store.
saying? So you
The
barely
sister
even getting your money
It
back.
was a young
Correct.
sister
You know
and
what I'm
she
saying?
was
I thought about
arguing
damn,
with
that
the
makes sense.
Arab
You rip
you know what I'm
off
saying,
2
the owner
million
saying
goddamn black
that he
people
had
for years.
stole her
Not just
cell
no,
phone.
not just no
Right.
damn one
And
time
she
hit a
said,
lick.
man,
You been
it
doing
was
this
just
for
something
years.
about me.
So they done got
He let
so
me look
much
at the
money out of you already.
You know what I'm saying?
For you to go
Now,
to court
the
and
Lord,
settle
the
on
Lord with her
$32
now.
million.
It's just something
That
about
means
her.
nothing.
The Arab man told
That's
her to come
absolutely-
behind
what's
the
that,
counter
$200-300 a
and
piece?
begged her, please
You know
look
what
at
I'm
the
saying?
video. I did
You
not
get a
steal this
couple
woman's
$100
phone.
a piece,
right?
man. That's
So
it.
she thought that was God
Maybe
stepping in.
$1,000.
Right?
Right.
But you
So
was spending.
the Arab said,
You know what I'm saying? You've been getting ripped
please,
off
he
for your
said,
house
lady, where did you come
for
from?
damn
Maybe you
25
left
years.
it somewhere else.
You've been getting
and
ripped
this
off
and
for
that,
your
right?
car for the
So
last,
she
man,
said,
car notes
where
is
was you
7
at?
and 8
She
years.
said, I just left the
That
Family
makes
Dollar
no
on
sense to me at all.
where is that
The
at?
damn cars
Kennedy,
ain't worth
right?
nothing but a
Cut.
couple grand.
right there, Kennedy and
anyway.
Martin King.
Count on the count.
She
You know
said,
what I
I
mean?
just
But then
left
they
the
turn around
Family
and sell
Dollar.
Like,
So
man,
she said, go over there with me, help me
what was
find
it
my
called?
phone. Right, this was
I can't think of them cars that was
sister
made
asked
over
her.
in Russia.
Said, I'll
they
walk
was
over, I'll
paying,
meet you over there. You know, no problem.
I think
Right.
$1,100.
So she
a
turned
piece
around,
for each
walked
car.
over there to the,
and then was coming over here
to the
selling them for
store.
$20,000.
met the sister at the front.
20 goddamn
She
thousand.
turned around
That's what he's selling.
and she said, man, what's
Like, the
what's
white pen is the devil.
What happened with your phone?
And if you can't
I'm
see
telling
that,
you,
you
he
understand
took my
that, and
phone.
if you don't run
He did that,
and get in the
she
ISUPK, I don't know
let
what
us
to
pray.
You
Turn
understand?
around,
I don't
grab
know
the
what to
woman's
tell you. You got
hand,
your hand up, word?
start shouting up in the name of Jesus,
So,
blessed
but
and
anyway.
highly favored, and
Y'all-
and
y'all
she said,
see
when she got done,
where I be,
she turned
and y'all
around
know
and
where I'm
looked,
at.
And she said,
You
here go my
understand?
phone right
Nah,
here. I said, that's where it was all the damn time.
This is home for me.
In between the goddamn
Right.
seat.
I would
That's
never
not a, she
return-
said,
after-
no.
After
God put
finding
that.
out what I found out is that I was never
She
supposed
said,
to
no,
send
God
this
put
to
that
Lord.
phone there. I said, lady,
And then he
if you
still
don't stop
gave
that
me a
magical
chance,
mess.
because everybody in the church.
I said,
knows
God
the
is not
scripture
the
said
author of magic.
the wages of
You
sin.
understand?
is
He
death.
ain't just finna
I can
magically
remember them
put
saying
a
that
phone
like
that you
like it
put
was
somewhere.
yesterday.
You understand? You
I
lost
ain't been
it.
in
Now
church
he
in
just gonna,
years,
you
but I can
understand, take
remember them
it,
saying it as if
wave
it was
his
yesterday.
damn hand and pick
But
the phone up from
every
where it's
last
at and
one
then
of
drop
them
it in the
said
damn seat as y'all praying.
You know what I mean?
I was
I'm
like,
God
come
damn,
on,
the
lady.
wages of sin is
The
death.
phone
Yeah, you
was
sure ain't
in
scared of that?
between the seat all
You know
the
what I mean?
time. I
And
told her,
that's
look,
the
I gotta
problem
go.
with Christianity.
Okay. She was starting.
Christianity takes
She was
away
starting
the
it, and I
fear
said, look, I got
that
to
you
go.
are supposed
It's
to
nice
have
seeing
for
you. I
the
just spoke.
And you turn
You
around
know,
and you look at him as
my partner's bed, and
goddamn
that's it.
genie in a
You know
lamp or
what I
something.
mean?
Right.
But
supposed
she
to just
actually
answer your wishes,
believed
bro.
that nonsense out.
Right.
Go ahead, you feel say something?
Kind
Tell
of
me what you
Slovakia,
need,
but
want.
this whole
You
time I'm
supposed to
sitting there
get it.
thinking, I was trying to avoid
Damn,
saying
that's
it, right?
highly
But
favored.
like, if
And
you
think
can't
you're gonna
see
get every damn
Christianity
thing
is
from the Lord.
witchcraft and
When
voodoo,
Scripture says the
Like,
wages of sin
that-
is death.
you're standing around chanting all day, singing
I'm like,
about
the wages of
nothing.
sin is death.
You
And
listen
we
to
sinners,
one
ain't
person's
nothing
life
you can do
story
about
the
it,
whole
can't help
day,
But just to say
and
that you're
then
born in it. What the, this ain't
you
making
believe
sense.
that you can
This is
chant
not making
magical words and
Christianity
telephones
does
teleport
not
to your
make sense.
location.
because it's a lie.
You can
Right.
put olive oil on a car, and suddenly your credit
That's
Right.
what I was
is
gonna say.
enough for the bank to approve the
People think there's
loan.
Right.
contradictions in the Bible because of
And,
Christianity.
and don't forget the ones
the
where
contradictions
they
aren't
put the
in the
divine
Bible. The
transfer
contradictions
that
are in Christian
you
doctrine.
went to sleep
It
with
doesn't-
zeroed out. Matter of
they-
fact, you
They
went to
don't
sleep with a
believe in the
negative
Bible.
balance in
They
your
don't
account.
believe in the word of the Most
Then
High
you
God.
wake up with 100,000.
Of course, they
You
say
understand?
things
And
that
then
are
don't
against
even
what
know
the
where the
Most
money
High God
came
says.
from. All that nonsense.
So then you look at
man.
verses and like, wait,
Them
this doesn't
all
make sense with what you
lies,
said.
Right.
You know what I
Because
mean?
they're the contradiction,
and
not
that
the Bible.
sister sat
Absolutely.
there and told that big bold faced
Absolutely.
damn lie.
Hey,
Come on,
look, I thank
phone
God for
right
commanding
there
me
at
to
the-
handle.
No,
Right.
he did
And
not.
the rest of the generals.
This young
you
lady just
understand,
thought
for
she
going
had
through
it
this
with
thing,
her.
for
And
this-
when she
going through
didn't
this
have it
fight,
on her, she
you
accused the
understand,
man of
with
stealing it
You know what they say in the word? Like
when it
with
was
a
actually in
fine-tooth comb.
between the damn seat
You
the whole
understand?
time.
To pull everything
Salami.
about her, right?
It-
And
if-
giving it to
If
us
God is with
exactly
you,
the
why
way
you
the Lord
accuse
wants
an
it to happen.
innocent man of stealing?
You know, instead
from
of them
you.
doing
You-
like the
No.
Christians in
She
the church, they
the
held
Christian didn't
commanded him
accuse
to
Okay,
held
so-
on to the truth.
him of
Right.
stealing. It was
All
the
right.
young sister.
And that's what black people.
That's who
need,
phone it
man.
was.
What we need
It was a young
more
sister in the store with her.
now than any damn
So,
thing.
Slocky,
is
so she
the
magically
truth.
teleported somebody else's phone.
She-
Only
yeah, she
place,
made-
the
she
only
got a
men
prayer
that's
through to
willing
God.
give it to you. Is
Okay.
men
God,
And
that
God-
Slocky, that makes more sense.
Yeah, God
Anybody else,
teleported
I wouldn't trust.
the girl
I
in the
don't.
phone, on the
I don't
store
trust them
phone,
to teach me nothing.
into
Everybody be talking
The
about
girl
oh,
in
they
the
the truth too.
car.
Ain't no goddamn
the
truth.
set.
You
Like,
understand?
so you with
If
me
in
now?
the
You got
truth,
it.
then we heard it.
So
together.
it was
Right.
just say
It wouldn't be no
I
damn
don't know
Kinda,
exactly what else in the story.
I'm
It
with
was,
you.
it was
And
those
you're not in
three:
the truth.
the Arab, the owner,
There's only
the young
one
sister,
truth.
and the Christian.
There's only
Okay.
one faith.
Some-
And the
There's only
young
one
sister
God, one Lord,
is the one that
baptism.
lost her phone.
You
Salakia,
understand?
so
Which
this ain't
means
had
the
nothing to
teaching-
do with the Christian in the
And
No,
first
it had nothing to
place.
do with
She
the
just
Christian.
involved herself.
Yeah, she
other
involved
things.
herself. Yeah,
So
because
how
the
is
Arab
it
begged
true? How you
her
in here too?
to come back
Right.
behind the
You teaching
counter.
stuff that don't
See,
even
it
make
was it was
sense.
God all along.
I learned that real.
See,
quick,
God
man.
turned around
Real-
and said
I
that your
learned that
enemies
so
will be
quick.
at peace with
Good
you,
night.
and your enemies will ask you to come behind
That's
the
what I
counter and
thought.
view the
At
camera.
first, when I started
You know what I'm
seeing
saying?
all them fake Israelites, and
So
everybody
she
was
turned
saying
around.
they was in the truth
Two and
You
looked at the
understand?
camera,
man.
saw that he
I
didn't
was
pick
like,
up
I was
nothing.
just watching everybody.
You understand? While she was there,
just thinking I'm learning.
okay,
But
she
turn
explained to
around,
the young
I started
girl
hearing- I started
that
hearing
no,
contradictions.
baby, I just looked at the camera.
Right.
Your phone's not up or nowhere. He didn't take nothing. He didn't pick up nothing. He stayed behind the counter. I saw it for
I
myself.
started
Now
laughing.
let us go to Family Dollar and pray. And then God gonna put your phone over in,
like,
in
go
your
ahead.
car
I
at
said,
Family Dollar.
is it true that
You know.
women
Now,
won't get in the
if
kingdom
God
unless
was
they
really
marry?
with her, he would have teleported the
and
phone.
he was like, what?
And she went outside and told, hey, your phone is in your car between your seat.
Right.
Go get it.
Where you get that from?
Not walk over to Family Dollar and say, let us look. That's all she had to do at first, was just look for her damn phone.
Never listen to them.
That's all she had to do.
You know what I'm saying? Because it makes no sense.
Like, phone. And she would have found it
that you have
before she even accused.
So why is it that you're forced to be married? You might
thought she had it.
You might just want to serve Lord and serve the
did.
priest and the prophet.
You know,
and if you
that's
do,
possible. I mean, you moving and grooving and
doing
what you're doing all day.
Get married.
You think you got it in your your purse, on your hip, on clip, you know what I'm saying, on your back.
You understand? But you don't have to.
Right.
If your thing is just to serve,
she got all that meat back there in hell. The phone squeezing out your
But there's nowhere in the Bible
phone
where
squeezing out your goddamn back pocket.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you something
and
long time when I was
found it on the side of the seat. And she said that was God.
When was I? No, I think I was a young man then.
She said, God, put the phone there.
Oh, kept my quad cleared up real quick.
I prayed to God, and God helped her find
it. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I said, good damn night. But that's Christianity for you, man.
I mean,
that's Christianity for you. That is
not only are you not in the truth, but y'all ain't got no better game than that.
Crack.
Like that's what it takes for y'all to get a woman.
Crack.
Like that's what it took. Like the only time you use that line is when you can't get a woman no other way. Hey, you know you gotta be with a man to get to the kingdom. Right?
Man, come on, Doc. That's exactly what that is.
Verse 13. And it came to pass,
if that's the case,
when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and was fled forth,
stay unmarried,
that she called unto the men of her house and spake unto them, saying,
you tell them to stay unmarried, then you telling them not
he
to,
hath brought
they don't deserve to be in the kingdom.
It's like he hath brought in an Hebrew
too much truth for one
unto Makkah. It's like unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice.
You know, I was still, like I said, I had gotten the UPK.
Look at this whole,
but I was still just watching.
How many times have they been screaming and raping way on back?
Right.
If you are not in the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana, then you are not in the truth.
Right.
I did not get there at first.
And that, and like you said, the oppressor go right behind.
Saying to myself, why these
the oppressor, the devil go right behind these Africans.
This dude saying he Israelite too.
Yeah.
You understand? What was the
they saying they Israelites too. They were, I can't call this shit garbage that they was wearing, but they wearing something too.
I think she was like 84, 85.
I'd say whole sheets with a hole cut out the top. And rags across the bottom of some of those damn fringes. Look at her. But they was in the truth too. No, go ahead.
That's not an exaggeration.
Here goes Joseph.
It's not.
Before I came into the truth, I saw a video
brother,
that their elders made that told them, just take a bed sheet and cut a hole in the middle. And then you cut up little fringes out of the bed sheet that you just...
Right. No, I'm not exaggerating. I know. I remember camp in, this was crazy, man. 1 year in Chicago, GMS tried to come up against us.
Go ahead.
This was out there with a sheet wrapped around his head.
Verse 15.
Hole cut out
and it came to pass, when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out. And she laid up his garment by her until his Lord came home.
He thought he wanted to
and
cross
she
that line.
spake unto him according to these words, saying, the Hebrew servant which thou hast brought unto us came in unto me to mock me.
And he went back on the other side.
And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled out.
I was looking at that like, yeah.
And it came to pass, when his master heard the words of his wife, which she spake unto him, saying, after this manner did thy servant to me, did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. And Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound, and he was
Slack it. And he was there in the prison.
You know what I'm saying? That don't make
For
sense.
real, for real.
Man.
She could have got him killed.
That's not all together.
You know what I'm saying? The
You know what I mean?
damn
Only
Pharaoh could have
somebody
turned
that's
around
together is the
and
man
just
and the women
chopped
that
off his damn head or something.
That's it.
You know what I mean? By her
You end
life.
up under these ranks,
You understand? By her life. But the Lord gonna work all this out.
So
Keep going.
You just a Yehuda dude.
Child of God. Verse 21.
You
But
just
the
a
Lord-
Yehuda dude.
Slack
That's
it.
all.
But the Lord was with
Not
Joseph
serving the Lord.
and
You're not
shewed
actually
him mercy
You know, the one
and gave him favor in the sight of the
Israel,
keeper
like,
of the prison. And the
because
keeper
look
of the
what
prison
Israel is doing.
committed
You got
to
some
Joseph's
pastors that
hand
know they Israel.
all the
You
prisoners
got some
that were in the
pastors that
prison.
Actually know they
And whatsoever they did there,
But what they doing?
he
Preaching Christianity.
was the doer of it.
They in the church. Oh,
The
yeah,
keeper
right.
of the
They get that
prison
money.
looked
It's about
not
that paper.
to anything
You understand?
that was
That's
under
what it's
his
about.
hand, because the Lord was with him.
And be talking that old
And
God,
that which he
Israel.
did,
We had
the Lord made it to
me and the
prosper.
troopers that went into this
Okay, so
church,
now
Pastor one.
he the keeper of the prison.
God,
You understand? He the man.
God,
He the man.
He
Oh,
had the troopers.
yeah,
Shout
you
out,
might have
they
did
look at
that,
each other
but
the
hey,
same goddamn
good
time.
work.
So
Okay.
this dude
God,
was
God,
doing
God.
all this
Okay.
Salaki.
Israel.
But like, you know, and this is a trait. You know what I mean?
But
If
then had
if our
a
oppressors
life-size picture
had
of white Jesus.
less pride than they did, you know, like
Right.
the Egyptians did back then, they didn't have as much pride as the Edomites do.
Where he
But
standing at his,
this is exactly what would happen. Because let's be honest here. Every time we go to a new slavery,
white Jesus.
we the best workers in there.
Way out. Yeah,
Like we could leave one slavery and go into another one at the bottom and be running everything in the next 2 weeks. You know what I mean? This is just a characteristic of the Israelite.
Give credit to
You know what I mean? Like this is
Right.
these are characteristics
Yeah,
of our
credit
people
to
that
who
we
paid the
still
bill.
have to this day.
He knew
You know what I mean?
Israelite,
Especially
but
when
he
we
knew why
righteous
Jesus
and
paid
we
for all
not a
these black
thief.
butts in this.
You know what I mean?
That
We're
he
trustworthy.
paid for that new
and
car
we
he
stay
got.
to our
He
word.
paid for that new ride.
Uh,
Now, if he teach him
But
the truth,
there's
almost no
he ain't
business
getting
in
all
this
that.
country. We
So
can't.
he need to keep.
I
I
mean,
mean,
so
so
you know,
Might
like
not
this
get
is
nothing. Might not get
this
nothing
is just
coming
that
to
that the
Kinda
trait.
got-
Might
Like
have to do it
when
himself.
we get somewhere else, they
You
like,
understand?
yeah, we
Might
gotta
have
let
to
them do
call
it because they know what they
Commander
doing.
Hunter for a
Right.
second.
The
You
Edomites came over here.
Everybody
Yeah,
puts
we
their
can't
sponsor up.
we
Everybody
can't
put, you know,
plow
your
no
business
fields.
if
We
you got a
can't grow no
sponsor.
grape.
You
Let's
put the
go find
sponsor
these
up
people because they're the best
picture,
at
their logo,
everything that they
whatever,
put their
it up
hand
in your
to,
business.
Yeah.
Well, that's all they
and
do. They
get
put
them
the
to run
sponsor.
everything for us.
You know what? Hey,
Yeah,
and you know
absolutely.
something? I
And
remember
here
when,
he is,
because I was
prospering in
waking up a
prison.
little bit when I was in the word. We're gonna get to these.
Right.
He's
But,
prospering in prison. It
I remember,
said
boy, my,
that
oh my God, my
the
grandma-
keeper of the prison looked
grandma,
not
I love
to
her
anything that was under his hand.
Yeah.
Meaning,
I love
he turned
that woman
around
with all my
and
heart.
man,
Right.
he would have let
She was white.
Joseph walk across the gun line.
ain't
And
know
he
it at
wouldn't even
first.
thought twice.
Everybody
about
told me
Right.
she was Indian.
it. You understand? You know how
Yeah.
they
She had
at the
that
gun
long,
line boss.
black
He'd turn
silky
around.
hair.
Joseph would have walked back and
She
forth past
looked
that thing
like
100 times. He
damn
wouldn't even
sack of
saw
Joel or
look
something.
for him
You
or
heard me?
nothing.
She looked like a
He
native.
knew he was coming.
So her, she
You
looked
understand?
just
He
like
knew
her
he was
mother.
gonna be doing
Her
the right
mother
thing.
was
And it
actually
said because the
black
Lord was
with
with him,
She was a
and
native. She
when
was
she
got.
did,
Right.
Right.
Lord made
But
it to
her-
prosper. Man.
Her father was
You understand? Now this is another.
right? So she was white,
example
and she
to
taught the
our
whole
people
family
that
Christianity.
If we
Taught us
serve the
all
Lord,
Christianity, right?
He'll turn
Destroyed
around
all
and
that
we
thing.
can prosper.
And
That's in the scripture.
I
so
remember
many
when
times.
I had
You know what I mean?
I had my
To
business,
where
right?
if we would get
when
outside
I
of
started
our
my barber
damn
and beauty salon,
self
I had two barber
and them
beauty salons out
sinful
in Hazelwood.
desires of ours and those filthy
And
lusts,
I had,
you understand? And
you know,
just
Christians
serve
got to
the
have
Lord.
the cross.
You
and
know, He can turn
Jesus
around
on
and
the
make us
cross
prosper.
and everything
too.
else, right?
Right?
And I have found
Keep
this
going.
was crazy. I have
Child of
found
God.
a cross, right?
The
with
book of
Jesus
Genesis,
laying-
chapter 40, verse 1.
You know what
And
I'm
it
saying?
came
I'm
to
thinking
pass
this is a sign,
after
right?
these things
Well, nigga,
that the
so
butler
simple,
of the
you're-
king of
I'm
Egypt
thinking, this is a
and
sign.
his baker had
Put this in
offended
my
their
bed.
lord, the king of Egypt.
And,
Mhm.
for a
And
while, my
Pharaoh
business
was
didn't
wroth
take off,
against
right?
It's like against two of his
And then-
officers,
and no, this is
Okay.
not-
against
this
the
is
chief
honest, God, you
of
my
the
thought.
butlers and against the
And I
chief
turned
of the
standing in
bakers.
my bed.
Mm-hmm.
And he
So
Look
the,
at
so the
just
chief
a few
of the
bars,
butlers and the chief of the
flowers that I
bakers,
have.
these are the
I
men
had-
that he put over the butlers
I had
and
10
over the bakers. The chief,
10
the head
stations in
honcho.
one, and I had
say.
8 in
You know what I'm saying?
right.
And they
And
offended him in some
I turned, I
type of
said,
way. So now he
look,
putting them
I
in
had right over
prison.
the door.
You understand?
Right.
He just mad at everybody. He just throwing everybody in
I
there.
looked
jail.
around?
mad at Joseph for nothing, robbed for him, put him in jail. Now he mad at the damn butler and the baker, chief butler, chief of the baker, put them in prison. He put everybody in damn jail. He ain't gonna have nobody working with him anymore. Everybody gonna be lost.
You understand?
Go ahead, keep reading, brother.
Right.
Kind of kind.
Look, I said, is it because I have death hanging over the door?
Verse
Why
3.
nobody is. Man, I took that
And
shit
he
down
put
real
them
quick.
inward in the house
got
of the
fooled.
captain of the guard
You understand?
into the
Place got
prison,
fooled. I ain't saying it was
the
you know,
place
Okay.
where Joseph was
magic
bound.
nothing to
Mhm.
it. But
And the captain of the guard
the place
charged
was
Joseph
dead
with them,
because
and
I
he
had
served
a
them.
dead white man
And they
hanging over my door.
continued a season
Go
in
ahead,
war.
Doc.
It's like
Salaki,
in war.
You know, they don't
So
they
he
ain't
was in
necessarily
jail
magic,
for
but
a nice little
you know what I
time.
mean. Sometimes the
Okay.
Most
All
High
right,
uses
keep
things
going.
to show you something,
Right.
right?
Verse
like
5.
you was already on your way, and then
they
you start to
dreamed
realize
a
that's
dream,
death. You know what I'm saying?
both
like,
of them.
It's just
Each
that,
man,
like,
his
your
dream
business was
in
just
one
slow
night.
probably 'cause of
Each
X,
man,
Y, Z reason,
according
but then the Most
to the
High used
interpretation
that moment or that
of his
situation
dream.
to bring
The
this to your
butler
attention, like
and the baker
you know, so you
of the
realize
king
this
of
because
Egypt, which
you know,
were bound in
the
prison,
Most High choose,
And
of course,
Joseph
like,
came
not everybody
in
is
unto
meant
them
to be in here. The Most High chooses
in the
people,
morning
and
and
he
looked
chooses
upon
when you
them,
go come in here,
and
right?
behold, they were
So,
sad.
like, he sets up
And
things
he
the right
asked-
way, that's
And he
one of the
asked
things that
Pharaoh's officers
we start realizing we've been
that
looking
were
at
with
the
him
symbols of death,
in the ward
as hope,
of his Lord's
which is why
house,
we so
saying,
easily forgive. our
Wherefore ye
murderer
look
now.
so
Because
sadly?
we so easily forgave
today.
our murderer then, and we keep, especially when it's
And they
the other
said
people.
unto him,
Now when it's us,
We have
ain't
dreamed
feeling
a
nothing.
dream, and there is no
You-
interpreter of it.
you
Okay,
owe
so
me
he turned around
$10,
just like
I might
anybody
kill
that
you
you
over
might
that.
be coming across.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
that Edomite
Right.
kills
They
your
look and
son.
say, like, damn,
You
what's
gonna
wrong with
forgive
you,
him and
God?
give him
Right.
a hug.
You know
and
what I
tell
mean?
him I wish
So of
you would
course
be
he
great.
asked, like, damn, y'all all right?
Right.
What's wrong with y'all? You know?
And that's what we keep
And then
doing.
they like,
and-
man, we had this dream.
like
don't
I
have
said,
nobody
that's
to
probably
interpret it.
most, most high
Right?
using
But
that
they
time.
just
like,
ran
hey,
into the man
get
that
rid of
knows
all
how
of
to
this stuff out of
interpret.
your life. You know what I
Alright.
mean? Like,
Keep
not
reading.
just this symbol, but everything it goes
Okay.
with. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And you know something? From that moment, that's when I started getting rid
And
of
Joseph said unto them,
You know what I'm saying? That's why I ended
Do
up
not
with that
interpretations belong to
church.
God?
Instead of it being a place
Tell
where
me
grandmother
them,
always told
I
me,
pray you.
Mm-hmm.
grandmother told
And the
me,
chief
supposed to
butler
do, supposed to
told
do.
his dream to
God,
Joseph,
I started looking at it like,
and said to him, In my
what am I
dream,
doing?
behold,
Same old
a
man
vine was
every
before me,
damn Sunday.
and in the vine
Same damn
were
same-
3 branches,
same,
and it was
and I'm not getting
It's like
nothing
it.
from it. You know?
and it was
And
though
to
it
piggyback off what you
budded.
said about
It was as though.
naked
it's like it was as though it budded,
on some
Mhm.
petty stuff
and her
like
blossoms
TikTok,
shot
stuff like
forth,
that.
and the clusters thereof brought
And,
forth ripe grapes.
Took the kids to
And the
Walmart.
Pharaoh's
Yeah.
cup was in my hand,
Toy.
and I
You know,
took the grapes,
They wanted some
and
Texas toy.
and pressed them into
They
Pharaoh's
wanted
cup,
everything was bigger in
and I
Texas.
gave the
They
cup
thought
into
the
Pharaoh's
toys was
hand.
gonna be bigger too.
And Joseph said unto him,
We want some
This
toys.
is the
You know,
interpretation
to-
of it.
to Walmart, bought
The
some
3
toys.
branches are 3
And
days.
On the way back,
Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head
it was
and restore thee unto thy place,
directions to get
and thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup
and so
into his hand, after the former manner, when thou wast his butler.
It was
Basically, he
a
said,
gas station here.
You finna be
Hotel
restored.
right
You gonna be
behind,
back
right?
out there
And
doing your
it was
thing. And you gonna deliver that cup into Pharaoh's hand just the same way you used to do, just like before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, keep going.
Sounds good. Verse 14. But think on me when it shall be well with thee, and shew kindness, I pray thee, unto me,
Turn around
and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also I have done nothing that they should put me into the dungeon.
Okay, so he's saying, look, man,
God.
show some kindness, right? Go tell Pharaoh that hey, he is
Right.
working his ass off. You know what I'm saying? Handling business in the prison, and he interpreting dreams down here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, man, look out for me. Basically, you know how we say,
Right.
look out for me, man, when you get out.
God.
That's how we. That's what he's saying. Look out for me. He said, because, man, look, I'm in here.
Right, I saw
been
him.
a Cuban stolen from the land of Hebrew. Took me away from my people and just threw me in this goddamn dungeon. And he didn't do anything wrong. And they love to say the black men always saying that Isaac didn't do nothing.
Right.
You understand? And in most cases, we have. You know how many innocent men, black men, and women in prison?
Right.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
Even to that, I mean, how many men not just are in prison innocent, but how many of the ones who actually did commit the crime had been put in there for while they were innocent before? Like this, because most people don't, especially so-called blacks and Hispanics, most of their charges, most of their crimes, the first one isn't a violent offense. It isn't usually drugs. It's something stupid. It's something they just got locked up for something, and then I got locked up because I looked at the cop wrong. Now I missed work. Now I don't have a job. Why I don't have a job? Because I was in jail. Now they looking at me for right. Now I got to do other things because I need to survive. Now I have to commit crime because I got locked up for nothing. So, like, this is, this is, we go through this today, and like you said, even to that extent, it's so many in there now who didn't do nothing, and most of the other ones is in there because they got put in there when they didn't do nothing in the first place.
Yeah. I'm telling you. That's it. And I just hate that,
that's what I would
my brothers don't see another way.
Right.
Like they just cannot see us coming together. You don't have to rob and steal. I understand you've been put in one of the most horrible conditions ever known to man.
It wasn't going.
You know what I mean? I understand. I get it.
How could you explain to
but if we come together, you don't have to steal.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't got to rob nobody. You ain't got to get out there and
like the TV show, the Boondock said,
use what you
the
got
nigga moment.
What you want.
That's what that is. That's a nigga moment.
I mean,
when niggas get into arguments, get into fights, get into beefs over.
Commander Junior Honda was
you
saying,
took my parking spot. Now we
right
got to fight in the middle of the parking lot.
You know what I'm saying? Just think about
like you said,
like it ain't no more parking
spots.
spots.
God,
whole big ass
versus
matter of fact,
I'll
double park by the door if I had to. I'm good for that.
If you lose a job, you got brothers that you can count on
and all that stuff, man.
You know what I'm saying? Where you ain't got to worry about losing your house. You got to worry about, you can't pay the electric. And you can't buy no food.
One piece of wood.
You got to worry about that, man. When you a nation and when you
understand? If I go in there and buy some screws,
they understand that concept.
The contract,
it was only black folks.
Right. Understand, man?
Right. We've been so damn destroyed.
Okay, that's
we just don't see coming together with each other.
I ain't finna argue with you.
Now we will fight and argue and debate and if it wasn't lie and die to join the goddamn oppressor. Now that we will to join the other nations to claim you're African.
Acting like I was going to pick up a TV when I was just
claim that
you understand?
The Edomites is going to be in the kingdom of heaven, kicking it with the rest of us.
Sister,
you know what I'm saying? They willing to do that. They willing to do that. But when it say come together with your own people, go ahead, like what you said in the debate. You know what I'm saying about the debate? When the brother, he did not call black men black men.
Right.
He refused to do that.
Right.
You understand? But he called everybody else black Africans. We all Africans and all that nonsense. No, the hell we not. You understand? You can't tell we that we all one nothing. You know what I mean? Because they are who they are. They know who they are. They believe it. Everywhere. They're not like you. You understand? They believe who they are. You can't convince nobody else on the planet that they all Africans. You see all the brothers getting down with that lamb? Oh my God! Even though everybody was in one place at that one time, we still wasn't all. I remember one damn people. My first Passover. You understand? It wasn't all one people right there like that. Honor, man. Because if it was, they wouldn't even have identified Abraham as a Hebrew. Matter of fact, I think you know what I'm saying. He wouldn't have been called. Oh, that's the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Right. If we was all the same and all one. They asked who had a license. So that theory right there gets crushed as well. You understand? But kind of what kind? I'll do it. Let's get back to it. Keep reading.
Verse 16. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream.
Boy, look, you'd have thought the warden came out and signed his goddamn release papers.
Right.
He got so happy. He like, what? Wait a minute. That's what his dream meant. Let me go tell him mine. He jumped in line. Keep going.
Who the hell this finna feed?
Hey, it's Salaki, real quick, man. I'm excited about actually knowing our history.
Just how,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To know that we ain't just come from just a line of crackheads and, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We just dope fiends and you just whores and all of that. You understand? Our history is, we got some good history.
And sisters had
God.
seconds and
Like I said,
thirds
sit
and fourths.
in class.
And I'm like, where
I
in the
remember when
hell
I
is the
was
food
in,
coming from?
white
Where
man's
is it coming
classroom.
from?
All
You understand?
I ever
I'm telling
heard
you.
about
I loaded up
every
everything.
class, every
My
day,
God.
was about
Boy,
how
Captain
great
Chipotle,
some white
this is
man
Philly
was.
school.
Right.
Going around
This was
and robbing and
up
killing
the
and
damn
stealing
stairs,
every
right?
damn thing.
Turn around.
But then
and
when it
had
came
Captain
to
Chipotle
my
top,
people, it was just,
and
oh,
had
we was
Captain
just
Chipotle-
slaves.
I'm sorry, not Captain
You know what I'm
Chipotle.
saying? That's all
God.
they taught.
Card.
And then
I'm
they
around
made
at the
sure
bottom. Oh
that they
my
played
God.
roots. That was something
And it
else
was just me.
that got me too.
And
Teach
they
us,
worked my fat ass boy.
the slave part of our
Captain
history. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But look,
So that's all we
I'm
was.
coasting.
God.
I'm like, I'll
And
take my
they used
time
to
and
show,
go
they used to roll
No,
that
no,
little TV.
no.
They used to roll them in
Double
the
time. I
goddamn
learned
class.
what double
Put
time
them up there in
was.
front of the board.
That
Damn
week,
right.
that
Turn
whole
the
week,
lights off
you hear me?
and pop
Yeah.
that
Whole
damn
week, boy, was boot
the
camp.
The week before the DVD.
Great. And I
The
love
tape
it because
collection,
it helped make a nigga
VCR.
better man.
God. Right.
You understand? A better
roots
officer,
and pop
man.
each
You
damn
understand?
thing.
A better
And
trooper then.
and we had to
That's
sit
a
there and
trooper.
watch them all.
You know what I mean?
We had to watch them all.
We turned
And that
around
was
and
them
Captain
just trying to
Chipotle
keep
like,
us
all
in the
right, dog,
mindset
boy.
of
This is what
being
we
a
finna
slave.
do. He said,
That's
Damn
all
right.
you are.
We gotta get all
Damn
this
right.
shit out of here.
This is
Get it
your
on
history
that-
right
that
here.
Truck.
You
Right.
was getting beat. You was getting raped. You was getting lynched.
taking my
burned.
time.
That's it.
Captain
So
Captain
for
Card
some
at the bottom.
you
Double
wasn't
time.
nothing
Mark,
else
get
before
shit
that.
Down these
And that's terrible.
So I'm running down
And
the
it's so
goddamn
terrible.
steps.
We
Then
still
Captain
even
Chipotle
sitting
at the top of the
in
steps.
these classes,
Double
got
time
kids
of the
learning
dog.
that
Boy,
nonsense.
come on, we got to get out of here.
Instead
Man,
of
I'm
all the
running
teachers
up
coming
steps,
together and
down the steps. I
down
can't
school.
breathe.
Right.
I think
You
I'm finna
understand?
die.
These
You know what I'm
celebrities,
saying?
man, got all this paper.
I was
God,
all
build
over the
buildings.
place, boy.
Yeah.
But we
You
got
understand?
this
They said
shit over
LeBron,
there,
didn't he build one?
and then
Lie.
turn around.
Huh?
Lie.
Oh, he just
Then
sending folks
went
to
and
college.
got all the food.
Well,
You
he's
understand?
sending people to college,
God,
but
man, I-
so he has what's called a
Just us.
the I Dream or something like that, some type of academy
And man,
in Cleveland. I mean in Akron, but it's not really like his school, right? It's a part of the Akron Public School District.
Oh,
It's still a public school. It's not.
okay.
It's not.
He
He
just
put.
got a program.
He
In the public
backed
school.
it.
Okay.
He backed it. He had a hand in some things dealing with it, but it's controlled by the public school board. It's a
It's
public school.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought, glad you cleared that up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because they kept saying he got school, he got school, he got school. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's not that.
even just-
It's not
This is
that.
Okay, well, let's move
this is
on.
Joseph.
Right.
Little John put a school in Africa.
And,
Okay.
God.
He actually put a school, but where did he put it at?
For the baker.
Yeah, this is
Salakia.
Huh?
In the same place
One of
Oprah
them-
did.
In the same place Oprah did.
Okay.
Okay, you understand? He
Right.
didn't put it in the hood. You understand? Where the brothers helped make his goddamn music hot. Yeah, he
Right. The
put
baker
it
got
way
killed, the
over
butler.
there. And then,
got released and the baker got killed.
man, have you even heard? I ain't
Turned
even
around,
heard
told
nothing
him,
about
he
his
said,
damn school.
Once he heard that
Oprah's,
the vision, the
is hers
dream,
still
what it meant
open?
for the other,
Because I know all them
out.
little girls started
In 3
getting
days.
molested in the goddamn.
Right. I
church.
don't.
Got happy.
Salakia. I don't know if it's still open. That was the last thing I heard about it.
Hey man, that was the Lord.
God. That
That
was
was
God.
the Lord,
death
man.
in 3
And
days.
Oprah, what she did, and sidebar real quick,
it
we
didn't
getting
happen.
off track with this.
You hear me?
But
And so now
Oprah
he
turned around,
and he got
and
out.
I remember watching
was
this,
found,
and
this was
it
after
made
he
me sick.
interpreted the dream for
You know,
the,
to
Pharaoh,
see
right?
her,
Shout out to God.
Yeah, he interpreted the dream
man, she
for
put
the
them
Pharaoh.
Africans on such a
Yeah, now
high
everything
pedestal,
coming to, like, now he's
you know,
a lifesaver
and made
all over
our
again.
children
You
feel
understand? When
like
the man
straight
already
dirt.
was
They
running
asked her
everything.
in an interview. They said,
Joseph was the man.
What made
now. The
you
Pharaoh couldn't
put
have
a
done
school
and run
in
any damn thing
Africa?
had it not been for Joseph.
right?
But
And
because
Oprah's
of the Pharaoh's
response was-
nasty ass damn
Now Oprah
white-
can't
the
claim
black
it. I'm
women
gonna say
was
this.
nasty.
Oprah claimed to have came up
She
so
saw that strong
Okay.
Israelite brother
to where she was
and had
she was
to
living
have
with
him.
rats and roaches.
She told
All
him
kinds.
that
She
goes
told all
the
kinds of
wrong
lies.
side of me.
You understand
My
about
husband
her?
ain't
I
nowhere
don't
around.
understand it. How each
You
and
understand? He's
every
out. Hell no.
celebrity
You understand?
turn
Why?
around
Because
and they
Joseph,
paint a picture that their life
what it
was
say?
just so
He was a
hard.
goodly man.
Right.
And
You
if they was
understand?
homeless,
He feared
they
the
lived
Lord,
in the
man. He
dirt.
served God.
You know what I'm saying?
Joseph wasn't with all
And
that.
when you find
You
out
understand? He
that
wasn't
none of their
cheating
life
on no other
actually was
man's
like that at
wife
all.
just because he ain't
Her
around.
family
That's
all came out in that white
Right.
man's book
because he at work.
and exposed over
Because
and
he
told
left
she,
to
she
go take
lying.
care of some business.
You understand?
Mhm.
She
And he
wasn't
ain't
rich,
back for a
but she
couple
wasn't
hours.
dirt
I'll be
poor like
dang.
what she's claiming.
You understand?
You know what I mean?
Right.
They was like,
I
man,
don't
her
know
house
nobody
was clean.
shit.
I don't, her mama didn't play that.
Take care of no business.
You know what I mean? Talking about some
Damn
roaches
sure
and
wouldn't
rats
do
and
it
all
to
that. You know what I'm
brother
saying?
Yeah.
or
It's
anybody
just
else.
terrible.
Damn right.
So
You understand? I
She
had
turned
people ask me,
around
"Can you steal
and
from white
she
people?
said,
Can you-"
well,
Nah, hell no.
I asked all the
Can't treat they
children
women
in
just because
you
they
know, the
heat.
city I live in.
Give a
and-
damn. You ain't
she
supposed
said
to be
Chicago,
with
right?
no heat. Period.
Or is that
Right.
where she from?
That nonsense
She's like from the south. Yeah, she stays in Chicago. She from I think like Arkansas or something like that.
Mississippi.
Or
Yeah, I
Mississippi.
think
She
she's
was
from Mississippi,
quickly
right?
from Mississippi, but
Yeah,
she
she
grew
from
up in
Mississippi,
Milwaukee.
but she stayed. Yeah, there you go. Okay. And she turned around. She said, "I asked the children, the black kids in my city, what did they
You
want?"
understand? They want
She
it.
said,
when you
and
reject
all
it,
of them told me that they wanted Jordan tennis shoes,
it's like, man,
PlayStations,
you don't want this 2% milk.
Xboxes, toys.
You don't want this whole
She
milk.
said, but when I went to Africa,
No. You understand?
and I asked those
Not at all.
children what they wanted in
I drink
Africa,
almond milk.
they just told me that they wanted a school to get
Yeah,
their
they hate it.
education.
I'm telling
And
you,
that's why
look,
I
get
was
pissed
like,
off
man, I
when a
could.
white woman try to holler
Well,
at me.
if
I
touchscreen
pissed-
was the
oh, I
if
had
she'd have
so
felt
many
me
white
slap
women
her,
try to holler
you
at
know,
me
said through the
and
touchscreen, I'd have
But I
slapped
get
over
mad.
damn
You
face,
understand?
man.
Because I don't
She
want
turned
you.
around, and
Damn
it's
right.
not.
Who told
It's
you?
nothing wrong
You understand?
with them kids wanting nice things, wanting the game,
Got your head
wanting Jordans.
Tyrone
You
wasn't
understand? I
never
mean,
supposed
hell,
to
we
be.
dress the best
Right.
any damn
But
way.
DG
There's
ain't
nothing
even
wrong
thinking
with our
about you.
kids throwing on
You
some
understand? So this is
J's
after
and you know what I'm
that
saying, some
Hamite got
jeans
him
and
put
a
in
nice
prison. That
T-shirt, looking all
African
good.
woman.
Nothing wrong with
People
that.
think we Africans,
You know,
so
but
they-
hell, what
look
do
at
you
how the Africans
expect
did us.
Damn.
poor kids
Yeah,
to
right.
want?
Look at this
You know what I'm
African
saying?
woman.
They going to school. They you
Lied
know what I'm
on
saying?
him.
They sitting in class.
Claim that he.
So what else the hell they want? They got
I
books.
snatched
You
it. I got his
understand?
garment to prove.
They got the damn,
Screaming
you know,
and
the
yelling.
English
Here's-
class, and
here's
they
his
got the
garment.
school that they go to.
It was the other way around.
They
He
getting
was trying
lunch
to get
checks.
away from your
They still
stink
get those out.
Right.
Think
Okay.
about lunch
And
checks.
you
They're getting
snapped
lunch
it. We
checks
trying
every
to
day,
grab
so
him.
they can
Oh,
eat.
So bad. You grab
They don't
him.
want the school. They want the other things that they don't
good
have.
for that.
You know what I'm
watch
saying?
a nigga fight.
And
Boy,
Oprah
he'll
made
get
them
out that
kids
shirt
feel so bad,
real
man, I'm
quick
sure,
and continue
because it
fighting.
pissed me off.
You
You know,
understand?
go ahead, Woody.
He'll work his way
Yeah,
out.
Salakia,
the goddamn
but like-
shirt. He'll sit there. He took all kind
I refuse to believe Oprah's that stupid. Right? She's proven herself to be very intelligent with her business moves, and you don't get to be as wealthy as she is and be that dumb.
And now he
You mean to tell me you, Oprah, internationally known billionaire, was flying to a country to meet a group of children, and you mean you don't think that those adults told those children what to say? That was scripted. You walked in, and they said they want a school because that's what their adults told them to say. Like you asked the kids in Chicago what they wanted. Yeah, of course you get an answer that kids say. These kids over there weren't asking for a school, just like the kids over here weren't asking for a school. The adults over there told them to ask for a school. And to be honest, in the first, to be completely honest, in the first place, she just wanted that story, right? That's just something she wanted, the narrative she wanted to have, because you could have just helped. You didn't have to ask them anything. Why are you asking the child what they want?
Just about to say that. I was waiting on you to get done. I ain't think you was gonna say it, but we was one body, so I should have known it was coming.
God of the
I was
God.
gonna say the
You
exact same
understand?
thing. Why you even ask them what they want?
Right.
Cannon when you take the vegetables.
Right.
You say they need a school.
You
wanted to put a
save
school
all
somewhere.
You can.
Then just do it.
Because it's going
God.
to be
Go ahead, finish them.
Oh, that's where I was going with this. You don't ask. I don't ask my. You think
You know what I mean?
if you ask your child what they want for dinner every night,
Okay.
it won't be
Keep
nothing
on.
in your house but bubblegum and candy.
I was
on,
saying,
man.
they said,
You already know.
and it said,
Well, you don't ask the
Right.
child what they want.
Ain't gonna
They
be
don't know what
nasty.
they need.
7 years.
Ain't gonna be nothing vegetable.
Yeah, right.
Of the plenty at all.
Like, it's gonna be
Cake and
so
ice cream,
horrible. Like
chips,
they ain't gonna
and
remember
juice
the good
all
part that
day
happened.
long.
God.
But I said that. I was like, you know, after listening to that, why even ask the kids? Because you already know what kids want.
Right.
They want toys. They want shoes. They want, I mean, damn. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You know, and like I said, man, that right there, that was terrible.
Now you know Joseph did this,
and that's what our people do. Instead of putting that money
all up
into who else? 50 Cent.
Not the Pharaoh.
50 Cent said his goal was to feed $1 million Africans. What, $1 million?
That sounds close to right.
I think something like that. Yeah, he had some ridiculous number to where he wants to go to Africa and feed the goddamn. He want to feed 1 million of them.
Every city he laid up.
Why ain't you feeding 1 million of your own people, man?
All the other
and that's nonsense.
Same thing there's with.
That is nonsense. You understand that the oppressors let them get that mess off because you can't help your own people.
Salaki.
You cannot help your own people once you get paid.
Go ahead.
Salaki. He went to Kenya and Somalia, and he pledged to provide 1 billion meals for hungry children over 5 years.
A billion meals for African children.
Right.
Not nobody in the very city where you grew up at. You know what I mean? Them little poor brothers that's coming up trying to be like you. All the rap stuff you rapping about, being a criminal and all of that. You understand? They're trying to be like your stupid ass, and you don't even at least try to show them a better way. You understand? And
corn fabric is a fairly new concept in the world of
that's
friendly
ridiculous,
textiles. They're already making
fabric.
They're already making
fabric.
You know? But we can go on forever, and we would never be done about how everybody that has become a celeb turned around and went and did something. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's how you know that's nonsense. That's how you know we not African. Because the rich of our people will go and help another people instead of their own.
Right.
That's how you know we the Israelites. That's how you know we the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Because nobody else has done that. The Africans ain't took and did nothing
cornbread
for the Negro.
Tortillas. Right.
Come on.
I mean, like,
and we're gonna get to it in the story to where it was even a sin to even sit with us and eat with us. You hear me?
Corn
it was
is
a sin for them.
I seen
Africans
a
to even
video
sit with us.
Right.
And
guess what? It should be the same way today.
Damn right.
Guess what, man? Oh, you
right.
have?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, bro.
And we get to credit us.
You understand? Go sit over there. That's how we need to do them right now today.
Right.
Instead of trying to embrace it as if we want. You know what I mean? When they, like I said, they don't do that to us. They don't come. They don't come and try to join us. They will jump in your inbox and try to scam you though.
Right.
That they will.
Other than
Besides, one more thing real quick. I say about
they
that.
make it as if we, even when you go
this
over to
I was watching this documentary where
like the natives did.
This was a devil, right? A devil fell in love with a Hamite with Africa, right? And they was online. It was something about the. It wasn't titled, the dangers of online dating, but that's what it was. That's what the topic was. And she had met him online, right? And they went through all the communication. They put everything.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
And this white man, whoever was, interviewing her, you can see it in his. He felt so sorry for his sister. You know what I'm saying? That little stinky white woman, he felt so bad for her. You can tell how he was talking. Yes, he was like, "But can't you see that you're being played? You can't see that this guy has no intentions of ever being with you."
But other than that,
I mean,
they wiped everything
2
else
years
out
of communicating back and
like
forth,
on the
and you've
inside
never seen him other than a picture.
Glasses,
you know what I'm saying? He, his heart,
you know what I'm saying?
He
all
was,
of that,
man.
Damn,
he was. I'm telling you, he about
they
to pass
turn around
out.
to make you think the white man.
He gonna cry in the car, right? He gonna cry in the car. I'm telling you. He turned around and she had broke down.
You know what I mean?
You know, he kept going because it was like, they did this. They turned around and she said, "Well, I thought he loved me. He told me that he loved me." And I believe he wanted to marry me and have children. And I believed him, right? So then, like I said, they're going through all the communications, right? And they showing where he's playing Mr. Nice Guy, right? And playing lover, right? And then it flipped to he said he started asking you for money. She said yes.
Name of the firstborn Manasseh. For God said he hath made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. And the name of the second called he Ephraim, for God hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction.
So he remembering, he naming his son. That's something else that I love about our culture, is because our names mean. So these slave names that we were given don't mean nothing. You understand? When I found out my slave name, I'm named after a Russian serial killer. You understand? And I wonder why I was doing to him all the things that I was doing in the goddamn hood.
Right.
My mother named me after, well, I can't blame it on my mother because I was named after my father. So, my grandmother. You understand? My grandma, and he turned around and he passed that name on down to me. You understand? And then I turned around and passed it on to my oldest son. A Russian damn serial killer. Okay? And these names that we have in the troop, man, I love it. I mean, I was just dying, like, to know what my name was going to be. I was like, damn, when I'm going to get a name? What it's going to be? What it's going to mean? You know what I mean? And like I said, and I couldn't wait to name my family. You know what I mean? Because now they mean something. It's either off of your characteristics, you understand? Or this is what I want you to be.
Right.
This is what you're going to grow up to be. You know, is what I name. You understand? And our names have always meant something. You know what I mean?
Kind of kind.
And here Joseph is, like he said, even in the land of his affliction, where he was sold at. You understand? His sons, his name, they still mean. And he carried that on. You understand? He ain't forget. He ain't forget, even though he was, raised up, as a damn Egyptian. Moses didn't forget, even though he was raised as an Egyptian.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, come on. And that's what I love about the truth, is that now we getting our culture back. You know what I mean? To where when I have more kids, I'm gonna get them a Hebrew name, and it's gonna mean something. You understand?
Yeah, right.
Go ahead, Ward.
That's Salaki. The craziest part is, those two examples you use, Moses and Joseph. You know what I mean? They were being treated better by by our captors, by the oppressor in the land that wasn't ours. They were being treated better by them than their own people, but they still had love for their people. They still loved their people. Mm-hmm. Our oppressors ain't treating us like anything right now, and we have more love for them than most of our people could ever muster for one of their own brothers or sisters. Joseph was second only to Pharaoh. Moses was in the king's house, and they still chose to love their people. Right? Like that's. I can't wait. And you know what? The beauty of the Passover, like we was just talking about, is we got to see all those people in that same spirit that love their people more than the oppressor, even if the oppressor is giving them nice little trinkets. You know what I mean? The oppressor then gave them a little position. The oppressor then gave them some money. You know what I mean? They still love their people more. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Keep reading, Warrior.
Verse 53. And the 7 years of plenteousness that was in the land of Egypt were ended.
Yeah, them 7 years of you eating Roman noodles is over with now. Them 7 years of you eating some good old porterhouse is over with now. Now, keep going.
And the 7 years of dearth began to come. According as Joseph had said.
Mm-hmm.
and the dearth, Salakia, and
no sweat,
and the dearth was in all lands.
Mm-hmm.
But in all the land of Egypt there was bread.
Keep on.
Verse 55, and when all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread.
Okay, so it was food and everything everywhere. There was no food everywhere else. It was dirt, right? Meaning a lack. You understand? Shortage. Okay? That's what dirt is. All right. But when it came to the land of Egypt, it was plenty. Why? It was bread. Because Joseph started.
Right.
Joseph knew that it was coming. He knew that there was going to be no food nowhere. Right? And he stocked it up. He went to Dollar Tree and got a bunch of Ziploc bags and put corn and everything else that he could store in Ziploc bags and put it in the freezer. You understand? Ain't that how we do it? And especially with the ones with the labels crossed where you write what's on it. That it gets so frosty in there, you don't even know what's in the pack. So you can write chicken on the outside of it. And you know you pick, okay, well, I want some chicken. And you can go right in there and look on your Ziploc bag and see you got chicken. You understand? Or you turn around and want you a beef steak. You can come right beef on the side of it. Right? Turn around and put you some salmon in there right there. That's what Joseph did. Joseph did what we still be doing today. Is what do brothers and sisters do when they know in the wintertime? Right? Is they stock up. They start stocking up on food. Oh my God, they went crazy during COVID-19. I don't know what the hell. Boy, I was so goddamn pissed. Wasn't now chicken nowhere to be found. I was mad as hell for about 2 days because I couldn't find no chicken. I'm like, man, are you kidding me? There really is no chicken, and they know I love me some chicken. They got to keep some chicken in these stores, man. You understand? And it was gone out here. It was nothing. People thought they was going to die. I'm like, damn, if you think you're going to die, why the hell you going to put all the food in your freezer? Just buy what you're going to eat for the day and then die. Damn. You understand? Why have all of the food in your freezer and you dead? You know what I'm saying? Crazy, man. Again, thank God for Commander Junior Hunter.
Damn right.
To where if you gotta have a strong leader over you, to where you won't lose your mind. I mean, I wasn't gonna lose my mind no way. You understand? Other than when I couldn't find no chicken. But like I said, by having a strong leader, man, having a leader that actually serves the Lord, we straight. Them Christians, them preachers, and them politicians of yours, they ran on you, man. They left you to fend for yourself.
Right.
They closed their doors. I ain't heard no black politician speak out, say nothing, help out, do nothing during the pandemic. I didn't hear them say nothing.
Damn right.
I didn't hear them preachers say nothing, but other than them articles that we brought out where they begging for goddamn money.
Right.
Commander Junior Hunter ain't beg, but he's sending out food. He's sending out more damn food to feed the people because he know that the church was going to turn around and do exactly what they did, which is run and hide. You understand? Take they scary asses in their house and not scared to catch a cold to do the work of the Lord. I'll catch the cold, man. The poor got to eat. How you going to duck off on them? But the church, they did it. Black politicians did it. And left the people to fend for themselves. Now, we got a leader in the ISUPK.
Damn right.
I wasn't scared of no COVID. I remember being in the world. And swine flu, when that hit, oh, my God. What was the other one they hit out? It was something else they hit a long time ago.
It's like bird flu, West Nile virus.
Bird flu, West Nile. Boy, you should have seen. Man, look, every time I got bit by a goddamn mosquito, I damn near died from me thinking I was going to die. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was going to die from thinking I was gonna die from getting bit by it. I'm like, damn, I hope that ain't the one that got that now. You heard? And boy, you should see I was walking around like, damn, looking at the spot, look at it swell up, pouring stuff, scared out my damn mind, thinking that was my last day. But not, man, I ain't, other than taking that same role as Commander Junior Hunter did, which is to teach our people correctly so that they won't be scared out of their mind. Now, don't just ignore it, you know what I'm saying, and just go in somebody's face and they coughing in your face and then just think that you're going to be good. But I wasn't scared at the same time. You know, I wasn't pouring alcohol peroxide over the bump like I did saying back then. I ain't even been tripping off COVID-19. I just been following the precautions and leaving it like that. You understand? And so far I've been blessed not to catch it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But you got to have righteous rulership, man, and leadership. You can't get nowhere with these Christians. You can't. I can't even see for the life of me who would even go back to the Christian church after that. After you abandon, you know how women, when they be in marriages and their husband abandon them, leave them completely, they don't go back to them. They don't go back to them. They say, you left me. You left me high and dry. You left me to live or die. You left me. That's it. They don't go back to that. But the Christian church, right? Mm-hmm. For some odd reason, that magic still works. When the Lord, he turned around and took all the magic out your face. All of that pleading the blood. Do you know how long Christians plead the blood on? Christians sit and plead the blood over everything and for about 3 hours.
Right.
Now, why ain't you just plead the blood over the COVID-19? Wouldn't it work? Nope, no pleading the blood. They saved and sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost. And you found out that all they was filled with was shit. Do you understand? That's all they was filled with. No holy, no saved and sanctified. They burnt out on you, man.
Yeah, right.
They left you. And Commanding General Yohana was the only one that stayed and took the lead like he been doing since 1969. You know what I'm saying? To say, nah, my people, this is what they need right here. I'm going to give them what Christ was left for them. Which is true. Not no razzle and no dazzle. All right? And then leave you high and dry. Leave you hanging. You know how nakers do when you leave them hanging, right? You walk up, hey, what's up, doc? Oh, damn, you gonna leave me hanging? Mm-hmm. Damn, it's like that. That's how it would be with the church. Damn, it's like that. You gonna leave me hanging? All right. You'll never see me or these tides again. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But, hey, some people felt the need to go back. They felt the need to go back out, and it is what it is. Finish up, warrior.
Pharaoh said unto all the Egyptians, go unto Joseph. What he say to you, do.
Man, look at that. He said, whatever Joseph tell you to do, man, you better go do it. He knows what he's talking about. Keep reading.
And the famine was and the famine was over all the face of the earth. And Joseph opened all the storehouses, mm-hmm. and sold unto the Egyptians. Mm-hmm. And the famine waxed sore in the land of Egypt. And all countries came into Egypt to Joseph for to buy corn, because that the famine was so sore in all lands. Okay,
so they turned around and started coming from all over the place. They had to travel to get food, right? Because there was none growing anywhere. So they started traveling from all over, man, just to buy food. And just think about it. Just think about getting on a horse and a buggy, a horse and carriage. You understand? Now you can get in a V8 horse. You understand? Right. A V6 horse. Hell, even a V12, V16 horse. You understand? They got V16 horses, right? That you can get into now and get to where you're going. You can go get on a damn plane or jet. You know what I mean? You get on a big bus, train. Okay? But just think about traveling, man, from another city, going to go get some food. That's a long way. You know, you got a nice little distance to go get some food, man. You can't do like what they do now. They got grocery stores damn near everywhere.
God.
You know what I mean? What the grocery stores is in like what? Well, they scattered in the city. What they about 10, 20 blocks from each other in the city?
So like,
But in the counties, in them good areas, boy, you got a couple of them.
so like,
Everywhere.
yeah, it depends on where you are, but most black so-called black neighborhoods are also what they call food deserts as well. They tend to keep mainstream, like they keep grocery stores out of there, and you'll see more convenience stores in there to make it so the cost to just to eat means you need at least a car. And they try to make it drought-like conditions in the most plenteous country, kind.
Yeah.
So yeah. You got grocery stores all over the place, but you ain't got a car. It's gonna be you gonna be on the hike.
Hell yeah! And then just think about it, man. We got some big families.
God.
So I be hating to see them. So I wish I could pick all of them up and drop them off sometime. Boy, they be lugging all them damn groceries and all them damn kids and all that stuff, man. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Like the one brother, he could not take all the food that we have to give because the brother was on the bus.
God.
You know what I mean? He couldn't even take it all. He like,
God.
I'm on the bus, man. I can't. We got some bags. We had to get the brother some bags and let him carry what he can carry.
Damn right.
And he still couldn't even get everything that we had to give him that day. You understand? But that's all right. He come back on the bus again. He'll get some more bags. You understand? And we'll give him what he needs. You understand? With that, we over the time. With that, we're gonna end the class. And we're just gonna keep this thing going, man. Cause I'm telling you, I've been so geeked up about the Passover. Good night. It was gloriously lit.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? Man, it was. I mean, if you wasn't there, I feel sorry for you. And if you don't plan on being at the next one, I feel even more sorry for you. You understand? But with that, Shalom Israel.
Oh.